Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for watching. Today I want to talk about Cuba. Now, Cuba is getting a lot of press right now, and it's kind of all the rage. Everyone wants to travel there because all of a sudden it's legal for Americans to now travel to Cuba. Reason number one, the visa process. Despite what a lot of people think, it's not completely legal yet for Americans to travel to Cuba for tourism purposes. You have to have the appropriate visa, and there's 12 different categories. It's like educational purposes, government purposes, family visits. So obviously, if you're going to be a tourist, you can probably go under a certain tour group, which would qualify as an educational trip. The point is, it's still a process. You can't just hop on a plane and go to Cuba. Reason number two, internet. Now, I know it's nice to be able to unplug every once in a while, but people should know that if you are traveling to Cuba, there's not really good internet, or internet at all. There are some places that have Wi-Fi if you're in a nice hotel or a public park, but you have to pay and buy a pass for like an hour or an hourly rate. So you do have to pay for Wi-Fi, and it's not all over the place. So if you go, prepare to unplug, which might be good for you. Reason number three, cell phones. Not all cell phone providers, or at least American cell phone providers, work in Cuba. So that's something you want to check on too before you go, because you might be with a cell phone that doesn't work. Reason number four, hotels. Cuba hasn't quite caught up to the rest of the world, or at least the tourism world, when it comes to having really nice hotels. They have like one Sheraton, there's a Malia, which is a chain hotel in South America and the Caribbean. But they don't have a lot of hotels that have been updated. Most of the hotels are very out of date. As I said, they don't have Wi-Fi. They haven't been remodeled in a very long time. So what the majority of people are doing when they go there is they're able to get an Airbnb, maybe a bed and breakfast, or rent somebody's house or condo. Reason number five, credit cards. Your American credit cards will not work in Cuba. Pretty much that means that no credit cards work in Cuba. So you've got to bring cash. And of course, they don't take American dollars there, so you're going to have to exchange your money. Now, what I've heard a lot of people do is they actually exchange their money to euros before they go, because they get a better exchange rate than on the US dollar. But just keep in mind, you're going to have to bring a lot of cash with you. Okay, next, reason number six, and this one sounds a little bit weird, but toilet paper. Not something you normally think of before you're traveling somewhere. But a couple of my friends who recently went to Cuba said that they literally had to pack a suitcase full of toilet paper, because apparently there just isn't toilet paper anywhere. Like in public restrooms, no toilet paper. So you have to carry it around with you. Reason number seven, food poisoning. So I've heard of a few of my friends that have been there have said that they all got food poisoning when they were there. I'm not sure if this means that maybe everyone shared in one particular meal and they all got food poisoning, or it was just a common occurrence where an American goes to Cuba, kind of like how if you drink the water in Mexico, you might come down with some form of food poisoning. Reason number eight, I heard there's a limit on goods that you can bring back to the US. I've heard it's $400, I've heard it's $800, but either way, there's a limit on souvenirs and goods that you can bring back. So if you plan on bringing back a ton of Cuban cigars or a lot of rum, just keep in mind that there is a limit on that. Reason number nine, and this is something that's kind of important to me, is that there's no nonstop flights right now from Chicago. Looks like most flights either connect somewhere in Mexico or connect in Fort Lauderdale or Miami. I've heard that United is going to be having a direct flight from Chicago soon. I will keep you guys posted on that. But as of right now, there's no direct flight from Chicago. There's still a lot of pros with traveling to Cuba, and those are the food, the music, the nightlife, the drinks, the cigars, of course, the rum, just the overall sense of the culture that we've known so much about for so many years, but we've never been able to see firsthand. So to be able now to travel to Cuba and see that and just feel the energy there. And those 57 Chevys, what I would do to get a picture in one of those bad boys. Those are so cool, and that alone might be worth the trip. So stay tuned for Instagram of me in one of those 57 Chevys. I think I want a blue one. So those are my reasons for why maybe not to travel to Cuba just yet, or maybe why you just want to go for it and be adventurous. Either way, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and then subscribe to my channel below. I promise there's going to be lots more amazing content coming up. And my next Switzerland episode where I travel around Zurich is coming up soon, so you're not going to want to miss that. But thanks again, and I'll see you guys next time.